Hey guys, welcome to Mgtow is Freedom. Mgtow is men going their own way, right? I'm John, I'm the host. I run this show here. But I'm just one of countless numbers of men who are Mgtow, who've decided that they don't want to play by all the other rules. That, peace and quiet, self-satisfaction is the way to go. Being Mgtow, you get a whole different perspective. So if you're already there, man, I'm glad to have you with. And if you're new to it or still kind of learning about Mgtow, hey, there is a lot to learn about who you are and what you mean, what matters in your life. Right? One of the key things that I think needs to continue to be talked about is the differences between men and women. The differences are not subtle. The differences are staggering. I've described many times in the past that men play by rules. It's how we're raised. It's how our brains are wired. When you're a kid, you play cops and robbers. When you get shot, you fall down. Right? When you play basketball or football or baseball, when you do something wrong, play stops. There's a penalty. Everyone notices. For women, it's the complete opposite. Their life is about getting around the rules, getting people to change the rules for them. Their brains are wired different than ours. Yet this unique thing happens. When you and I grow up, we're told that we need a woman. We're told that by the education system, by television, books, movies, magazines, propaganda, left and right, educational system, left and right. That's what they're telling us. But we are not the same. So what makes you think that you are compatible with a woman? Isn't that an interesting question? What makes me or anyone else think that they can get along with a woman? It is near impossible. It's hard enough, I'm going to say, to get along with other men. But we have rules that we follow. That gives us some guidelines to follow. And then we have a choice, whether you want to have a friend or not. Whether you have several friends or hardly any at all. It's completely up to you. That's what it is. That's the essence of going your own way. You can choose for yourself. But there's this incredible power out there. It wants you to do what it wants. And that power source, right, is women. It's the matriarchy. It's the feminocracy. You see, it's into manipulation. You're into earning your way along. So pointing out the differences between men and women is something I think is critical. Because the more we point out the differences between you and something with a vagina, the more you can be at ease when you tell yourself, when you finally decide, I'm going Mgtow, or I'm going to give this Mgtow thing a try. Right? But because you've been told, hey, you need a woman, something in your head, something in my head, all of our heads tells us, well, we must be compatible then, right? Well, we're not. There's a lot of similarities. Yeah, we both got 2 legs, 2 ears, 2 eyes, a mouth, right? But there's something going on under the surface, something we can't see. And that difference is the difference between your happiness and someone else's happiness. Between you realizing the true value of your life and someone else realizing for themselves just what you're worth to them and what they need to do to get more out of you. One of the most egregious examples I can think of as far as a difference between men and women is that everything about us is lurid and disgusting. Right? One of the earliest examples I can recall, with the exception of James Bond, and women used to love him when I was a kid, is women would refer to construction workers, of which I am one, as disgusting. They're men who wear hard hats and wear denim, a wife-beater tank top, suspenders holding up their tool belt, and they sit on a bench or the sidewalk or up on the multi-story building, and they shout down at women. They do cat calls. Hey, baby, want to go out? Nice legs. Woo! Show us your tits. Right? And that's disgusting. It's lurid. Right? Men are driven to express themselves, their sexual lusts for women. And that's called disgusting. Right? It's degrading. Yet women actually like that. They just want to make sure it comes from a man that they approve of. You see, they have double standards and hypocrisy. Their entire psychology, their mental perspective is it's infected with hypocrisy. Right? It's drowning in hypocrisy. You see, women love, in fact, now it's portrayed in the movies, women love to sit around in a group and look at a man and either say something sexually descriptive about them, or they talk amongst themselves and grade the man. Yet when we do it, we're disgusting. When they do it, they're empowered. You see, in all truth, it is you, gentlemen, it is all of you who are empowered because you're a man. You are aware of your sexuality. You are aware of your intelligence, your strength of body. That makes you powerful because you can make a lot of money and you're confident in yourself. Women are not. They cannot take care of themselves. They are very, very concerned about their appearance. What I mean by that is they are self-conscious. They're very concerned in a way because they think someone's going to look at them negatively. So they dress in appealing ways, right? They want to appeal to us. At the same time, they want to tell us, stop it. This entire game, this back and forth, what does it do to us as men? It confuses us. Right? We're supposed to believe that they're asexual or non-sexual. Yet they will use, their own version of sexual harassment, sexually observing us, sexually grading us, right, for their own purposes. Typically, they'll tie money or social status to that sexual prowess that they're interested in. They want you to hurry up for them. They don't like to wait. Right? But there's nothing compatible about men and women. What is there is mutual enjoyment. Mutual enjoyment. You can have sex with a woman, she has a vagina. You have a penis, right? I have the penis. That's what makes us compatible, is our sexuality. But the way our brains are wired are completely different. That's why prostitution works. Because we get what we want without having to pay the emotional toll and the massive, overly inflated price tag that comes with having a girlfriend, a fiancé, or a wife. You see, they've used another trick, another manipulative trick called guilt. Right? And they've also used the government to create laws to make prostitution illegal. And they use guilt and other forms of manipulation to make us as men believe that it's dirty. In all truth, what's the difference between driving down the street and picking up a hooker and going into a bar and picking up a girl to have sex with? There is no difference at all, except one is going to cost you a lot more money, and it's not the hooker. Right? So right now there's women out there that would say, John, you're a filthy pig. That's disgusting. Well, number one, I don't care what you think, ladies, because I'm not interested in any of you. Number two, you're a bunch of double standard, hypocrite having bitches. And you'll notice how calm I am, how relaxed. This is the frame of mind about that I use to think about these things. You see, I'm supposed to be considered dirty and disgusting because I talk about sex. Because I take women off of the pedestal and I reduce them to what they mean to us as men. They are sex objects. I objectify women. By the way, I'm waiting for the barbecue to warm up so I can throw some meat on there and have some dinner with my son. You know, this idea that we're bad, you and I, because we'll catcall women or observe them and objectify them. But at least we're honest about it. We're honest about what we want and what we expect. Right? Something soft and warm, sex, rub my back, make me a sandwich, clean my house. Right? It's very simple, straightforward. See, women will tell you they're not interested in sex. They'll make it sound like sex is sinful and dirty. At the same time, what is it that they use to get men? They use a promise. It's not the truth, it's a promise. They use a lie. And they use sex. They use sex to get precisely what they want, which is a comfortable house, a nice car, social status, lots of cash. And it all comes from you. And how do they get that from you? Well, they lay on their back, spread their legs. They roll over and get on their knees and stick their ass in the air and shake it at you. And once they give you that, they expect your behavior to change. The way you think about her. The way you think about yourself and your life and your importance to yourself. They think that because they've allowed you to put your penis into them, that you owe them. But it's really sex. Now, according to them, sex is bad and they shouldn't be objectified. Yet they use their body in the most fundamentally professional way. They don't like the honesty of prostitutes. See, they sell sex and they sell a lie. They call it a promise. I'm going to do this for you, she thinks, and you're going to fall in love with me, and then I'm going to get what I want. And I promise to continue to keep doing this, whatever it is she's doing. All men that have been married know that it doesn't take long after that initial banging that she stops taking care of you. That she has sex when she wants, not when you do.